I do say these things love to run broken, and this is a case in point. I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to clamp down the distributor cap. I mean, sometimes when you know how to tune an engine, it doesn't matter. You don't need all the cylinders, you know, in a tight cap. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 66. And if you've been following along with this Fastback, getting her back on the road rebuild-ish episode, hopefully you'll know that this is, in my plans, going to be the last episode on it. Mild odds and ends I have to do. Set the timing, adjust valves mainly. Oh, also that growling noise that sounds like the engine's going to explode, that's the nose bearing of the generator. So it's not engine related, because trust me, my butthole puckered as well when this thing was running. And it turns out that I do know that all the bearings are the same as far as generators go, 6 volt, 12 volt. I might swap it out. Don't know how froggy I feel on that, or it just might come around. Might be neat to wake up. But yeah, basically engine's done. Valve adjustment, set timing. And the big thing is axles. Got to put axle seals in this thing because passenger side is leaking. But with, yeah, without further ado, we get this thing in the air and we'll adjust some valves. Also, let me TDC the engine on a cylinder so that we can start doing something somewhere. Be right back when I got this in the air. All right, guys, it's gonna be really hard to film in here, but a few things I do like seeing. Oil is obviously coming to the top end. Everything looks good. One super tight, well, exhaust one is super tight. Intake 2 or intake 1 is loose, and intake 2 is tight. Exhaust 4, you won't be able to hear, but that's loose. So 2 out of 3 as of right now. I'm gonna adjust these things real quick, get into spec, and I'll be right back. Yeah, because if you didn't know, I do cylinder 1, intake 2, exhaust 4, 180. Then you do cylinder 3, intake 4, exhaust this side 2. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I do it in almost all my videos. I have more in depth. It's really hard, like I said, just filming angle because of shields and stuff like that, to get in there and show you what I'm doing. Really not advantageous on my end. But yeah, just do 2 rotations, set a TDC. Like I said, when I say I don't care if it's on 1 or 3, I don't care if it's on 1 or 3, because you adjust 1 and the intake of the partner cylinder. So if you're on the 3 TDC stroke, you'll adjust 3 and intake 4, and then exhaust 2. If you're on the, well, number 1 stroke, you adjust 1, intake 2, and exhaust 4. Hope that makes sense. Like I said, anytime I go through these engines, this is what I do. I just do a skip rotation. I don't try to find TDC every cylinder. Haven't had an issue. And again, like I said, I warranty my stuff. If it's not right, well, guess what? I'll tear it open and do it. But it is clackety. I'm curious what the 180 stroke is, because this side's really tight. And the 2 valves that are open, or, you know, at natural rest, they feel fine. They feel within spec. So, but like I said, nothing fell off. Everything's good. Oil's getting to it. By the valve covers and by the gaskets, both sides. So I don't have an oiling issue, and that's fabulous. But anyway, let me crack these things loose, and I'll be right back to you. Hopefully with a 180 swing, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, 180. Cylinder 3, you won't be able to hear it, is loose. Intake 4, also loose. And then exhaust 2 really loose. I don't know if that'll pick up actually. But it's a door knocker. So it's funny. Cylinder, basically first 180, or the first where I started, words. Cylinder 1, tight on the exhaust, tight on, or okay on the intake. Intake 2, or cylinder 2 intake, tight. Exhaust, where am I? 4, tight. So one half of the engine was running tight, one half of the engine was running loose. Hopefully that's where all the chatter is, because if you heard the last video, she has a lot. So, well, at least make it sound like, you know, make it run like a, you know, Swiss car. I'll be back. All right, valves are done. And before anyone asks me, I set them for a tight 6 or say a loose 5. Right around there. They don't really, to me, it doesn't matter. I think I read back in the day, Volkswagen actually wanted 6 on the intake, 8 on the exhaust. So, I don't know where the hell I read that, but that was a thing. But anywho, they're done. Tight 6 across the board. You might ask, why? Because, like I said, I don't think it matters. The only thing you're going to be doing is a valve change or valve adjustment a little bit sooner, because stuff tends to tighten. So I mean, you can honestly set them to 0 if you want with the what you have going on. You're just going to be doing a valve adjustment every week. That's why you only set chrome moly push rods to 0. I don't know. I'm rambling. Let me blow off these wheels and do some wheel seals. Actually, let's see what this thing sounds like. You know, there's no time like to press the monoxide myself out in the shop. You know, smart. Because, I mean, the car has to come down some anyway. Might as well go down, because I got to reset my locks to come back up. I mean, that makes full sense. Yeah, like I said, I think the last video, did an oil change, synced the carbs. The motor, other than doing timing, is, well, done. All right, give her a couple whoop whoops, 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 whoops. All right, 3 whoop whoop whoops. What do we got? Oh, on the button. Okay, FYI, I do say these things love to run broken, and this is a case in point. I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to clamp down the distributor cap. I mean, sometimes when you know how to tune an engine, it doesn't matter. You don't need all the cylinders, you know, in a tight cap. You just gotta, you know, let her do what she wants to do. And guys, remember, this is a 6-volt system, so anyone afraid of 6-volt, not a big deal. Usually 6-volt systems are tuner issues. Try this again with a tight cap. There we go. Finger slipped off the key. Sounds much better. Like I said, that growl you're hearing is the nose of the bearing in the front of the gen set. Let me do a microphone, and I'll put it up against the nose and my mic, and you might be able to hear it a little more. I don't know if that came through, but it's the generator growling. Like I said, it might come around, might not. But she's running fabulous. Like I said, still haven't done timing on this thing. The tick has gone away, or all the major ticking. Like I said, it was I would say bank 2, 3, and 4. That was doing all the you know, beating the crap out of stuff. But let me get this thing up, get the wheels off. I got to charge the compressor, so that's going to take, you know, an hour and a half, because I hope it's not frozen. What I'm getting at is I forgot to drain the lines. Yep, and it's been cold. So join me for axle seals. I'll be back. All right, guys, while my compressor is charging. Also, I found the date code. It's on the other side. 84. I'm not going to say my age, but I will say that this tire is older than me. And yeah, you can, I don't know if the camera will pick up, but she's new old stock. It's new, it's old, and I guess someone had it in stock. So we'll hopefully remedy that, or hopefully he gets that remedied. I'm not doing tires. I talk to too many people. I know, it's a thing I do. I like to talk. If you haven't noticed, that's why I talk to myself so much. Well, really, and you guys. Can't remember if he was the one owner of this car that was going to get new tires because they didn't hold air, or if it was somebody else to get it to me. Because I did say I could do tires, and I think he said he was going to take care of it, or someone was going to take care of tires. But yeah, these aren't the greatest. What else? I do see grease, like literally grease in the rim. So what do I got on my nose? I got some schmutz. Anywho, yeah, these are gonna have to be changed. Again, not by me. I'm not gonna do it. I like to see that there's a new cotter in here. We don't reuse cotters, but I happen to see there's one in there. Let's see how tight this is. Is it going to need fire, or will it come off? For anyone in the comments that complains about, does my impact get stuff tight enough? Just be mindful. There's wheels like this out there. And they could be on your car. Yeah, this is the Formula One style wheel removal. All right, what do we got? Shoes look good. That's good because it didn't go anywhere. But the backing plate, wheel cylinder, brakes have been done. I'm happy about that. But like I said, the wheel seal, that's what I noticed. And it's just leaking. I'm hoping it's a, well, honestly, I don't know if it's a new leak or an old leak, because it looks clean in here. But this car hasn't gone anywhere. And last thing I want to do is ruin these shoes, because that was exactly what I thought I was getting into with fluid over stuff. If you have a blown wheel cylinder or blown axle seals, especially in swing axles, be mindful, because you can hose off your pads, but there are oils in them. You don't want that, literally. Give it a little impact. Old age. Get these guys out. You're 14 or 15. 14 or I can't remember. $14. Anywho, we'll pull these and rebuild on this. Like I said, the reason I'm starting on this side, well, this side I noticed is leaking. All the springs, all the hardware, everything in here looks good. So I am really happy about that. All right, that's off. Drain pan. Ugh, that's why. Oh, sludgy. Get this guy off. Yeah, this hasn't been changed. So we'll change the seal in here and all the mounting bracket stuff back there. Make sure she seals good. Let me grab a kit. Just gonna let this thing drain down, but yeah, you could just buy the axle kits, new gaskets. Again, I RTV them. You got your seal, which I don't see. Yeah, there's supposed to be a rubber seal here. There's not, unless it's stuck in here. Oh, it's stuck in here. Yeah, your O-ring, and then your actual rubber seal. Plus, it comes with a new cotter. Ta-da! But let me, like I said, let me let this thing drain down, and you'll join me to recommission this, rejuvenates this. Also do a little cleaning and scrape all this old gasket and stuff up. Yeah, this, where is it? This small gasket, which goes on here, is sandwiched in those threads, or in the splines. So now I get the fun job of trying to get it out. Like so. Custom. There we go. Now everything's free. What in the... That's a bit dished. Come on. I need to get you out. Alrighty. Stuff is out. Stuff is getting cleaned. Main stuff out. If you didn't know, this obviously spacer, because this is domed. It's installed backwards. That's kind of what I was getting at when it was loud in here, and showing you that custom gasket. Get spacers out. Yeah, the cone is supposed to go in towards the axle. The seal's supposed to be in between there, and then just a washer on the outside. So really no harm, no foul. This car hasn't gone anywhere. But if this side's like this, I'm curious if the other side is going to be. Also, whoever did the brakes, they could have cleaned up a little bit more in here. Here we go. Case in point with people adjusting drums, and I complain about it all the time. I guarantee the other side would probably be the same way. One adjuster is all the way out, one adjuster is seated. So you don't do that. You have to adjust them equally. Otherwise, you're just going to have more braking on one side and wear down one side more. Rear shoe is going to have to, as basically, it doesn't work right, I guess is what I'm getting at. So we'll go back and we'll adjust these things correctly. It had almost no drag on it. Obviously, I was able to pull the wheel off. So I'm hoping I can just dial this one out and then, well, dial this one back. Find a happy medium. Because this car does have brakes. I'm just not saying the rears work correctly. All right, guys. Best YouTuber ever, again. Receiver died. I already did the other side. I have some of that. But receiver or transmitter died. But that's not really the biggest issue, because it died after I was pretty much done doing what I was doing anyway. The problem was I guess one of my wires moving the camera around started sending the signal. So, yeah, audio sound like crap. And if you can hear, I have the heater on. So, seeing my levels were off on the camera wasn't happening. But like I said, the other side's buttoned up. I don't care what you do. You're being a real pain in the butt. Did you just want to use the wrong size in here? I don't know. There we go. Ooh. All right, let's see if this side's tight. Because the other side, I mean, it was tight. Just wasn't great. Kind of like that. I tend to like to have a little more ugs and dugs when I'm doing these things. Fight it a little bit. Side looks good. Doesn't look like it's leaking, so that's a bonus. E-brake looks engaged. I think I pulled the lever. Shit. Yeah, this side's not leaking. All right, let me go down. Am I down? Yes. Because I think I have the e-brake up because that's not conducive. But as the other side, everything on this side looks good. This side also looks like it's put together correctly. The other side, they had the O-rings all wrong. So hence the reason for the leak. So I don't know if they replaced that side because there was a leak and then created more of a leak, or crap. Oh, it's barely up. Oh, it's not up. It's just adjusted bad. Okay. Well, screw me. Back up. But yeah, where's I going with that? Yeah, I don't know if they tried to fix a leak and then made a better leak. I guess is what I'm getting at. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, hell. Yeah. You're sitting on a can of Rust-Oleum. Deal with it. I don't have GoPro stands. And honestly, seeing how the GoPro's been my go-to when I screw shit up, I really should. All right. I'll be able to get that out, I think. Get in there. Flat rake job. Ooh, oil pan. Oil drain, whatever. Come on. Rag. Stay. All right. Continue what I'm doing. This one is original, I think. I don't think anyone messed with this side. Alrighty. Axle grease, my favorite. That's out. Let's pop it out, clean it up. Also, this guy put a hole. It's an oil port. Make sure it's clear. It's basically like the overrun. Same thing with theirs, matching hole in the cover. Make sure they're clear. Because if they're not, you're going to have a bad day. Boink. All right, guy in. Seal. You can start setting these things by your hand, with your hand. I don't have a seal driver. You can use one if you want. Hey, does this fit? I stand corrected. I have a seal driver. 46 millimeter. At least in my socket. So bus axle. Wish I had that for the other side. Didn't even think to look. I usually manually whack them in anyway. But yeah, that's all the way down. Ring thingies in there. All right, next. Hose this down. I'll hose down the rest of the brake components later. Very thin amount of RTV. Two reasons. One, I say this in all my videos, I hate paper gaskets. I really do. They tend to leak. And if paper gaskets were so good, they'd be using them on everything. They don't. I guess is what I'm getting at. All right, again, just enough to make it orange. You can use whatever flavor you want. I like high heat. All right. Next, new shim washer or whatever you want to call it. Slide that guy on. O-ring. Gently put this on because you don't want to rip it. Again, that would be bad. Spacer, make sure you clean it up. That conical side, boop, in. That's what rides up against the O-ring. Let's set off my secure tire. No idea. All right, so that's all in. Last phase of this. This, always replace your cotter and then this O-ring. So what I'm going to do is get everything aligned. Hopefully for the last time. Slide this O-ring over. Slide this O-ring over. Come on. Install that. That'll hold that O-ring. I heard my gun. I didn't like it. She was ugga-dugging a little more or sooner than it should have. Well, forward, dummy. This guy is down, sealed, so and so forth. Should be good. Rotates. So everything should be okie-dokie on this. Get this wheel back up. Let me hose this thing off. Got him out of whack a bit. There we go. All right, I'm not going to say I lost. There it is. Didn't say it. Done. Good. Let me go back. I have to adjust these things. both rears. That one, like I said, I don't know if I'll have it in the video, but that side's adjusted far out, or one side's way far out. This one seems a little more manageable. But yeah, join me in a second for my next ramble. I'll be back. Hopefully I'll be on a normal camera instead of the GoPro, because I also don't know how the audio sounds on this thing. Never use it in conjunction with the torpedo over there. It always records lower anyway. I don't know, making excuses. I'll be back. Hey guys, one last thing, well, one of the many one last things I need to do. Axle seals are in. I still, brakes are adjusted. I got to top off the trans. I don't have any trans fluid. Not a big deal. I'll run out and grab some. I've done it many times on the channel. Big plug, fill. Swing axles, don't fill to spill. Kind of just try to replace what you lost, if that makes any sense, due to the fact that if you fill to spill, you're filling those tubes up. And you won't fit, you're basically, I think you're like, you end up being like, shit, a quart over. Or no, sorry, like a half a gallon, 2 quarts over, something like that. You're a ridiculous amount. You have way too much fluid in the thing if you do a fill to spill on a swing axle. But anywho, level ground, so on and so forth, to fill it. Then you do a fill to spill as far as if your tubes are level. Otherwise, like I said, it fills up the tube and has to basically fill up the, you know, if you're like this on a sag, you're filling it up. It's not good. Anyway, let me get this thing cranked over, check timing. And one of the rare things that I hardly ever do is also check dwell. Also, one of the rarer things, I don't know where my thin 10 is. Because I kind of need that to get to the bolt or the nut. What the hell? Oh, there is. Yeah, nut on a distributor. A thin 10 wrench. Get right in there. You can get a normal wrench in there, a box end, but I don't like fighting if I don't have to. So, external battery. We'll just fire it up on this, and I'll see what we have going on. Like I said, this engine's just running the way it is. I'll be really surprised if it's right on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely adore, right in the eyeballs. I would adore if it's right on, but I don't want, you know, I'm hoping it's off. All right, what do you, no pumps, just turnkey. Nice. We're right in spec. As far as dwell goes, I'm happy with that. We're sitting right about 7.5 or 8. Let me confirm that. Give it a touch more fuel. Sounds good, except for that old generator. Right one in spec. Very fuely smelling. Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, this thing, oof. Ugh. This thing's gonna need a generator put into her. like I said, I can probably, or I can rob the nose bearing out of like another generator. Like I said, 6 volt, 12 volt, they're all the same, both front and rear. They're the same bearings. Reason I'm not going to do that is, well, I don't want to, number one, screw a working one up. Oh, I am making a mess. Shit. That's why I hate a whale bath. I just peed all over the place. Well, this did. Oh, you were. What happened? How are you? Oh. Oh. Oh, this is. Is there a hole? Oh, there's a freak. I cleaned this thing. It's been fine. I finally cleaned it and I knocked a freaking hole in it. Good news is I don't run a wheel in these things anyway. Bad news is it's all over the place. I'm gonna need a wardrobe change before I drive this. Good news, I'll drive it tomorrow. Damn it. Oh, it's just getting progressively crappier. I'm literally locked up. I don't know what I don't want to move. There's a box. Let's go to the box. Oh, it's wet on my leg. Oh. Damn it. That's why I don't clean things. Bad things happen. Yeah, it weed all over my leg. Just get off of here. Who keeps oil in these things? Just do something. Oh, well, it's partly my fault, partly not. I tilted it too much. That hole's supposed to be there. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, that's the oops, I screwed up and overfilled it hole. So that works. You go like this, don't you? The not having an index is fantastic. All right. Get my stuff out. Get this guy on. All right, real quick, I'm gonna make a fast run to O'Reilly's. I don't know why I'm telling you, because you wouldn't know if I went or not. That little plug up there. This guy, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little plug up there. That's leaking. I'm gonna just do the right thing and JB weld around it. I got schmutz on my face again. Awesome. JB weld around it. Gonna put a fuel filter up here. Again, back purge the line, and I think, well, top off the transmission. And I think, and yeah, this is what I was saying with trans. There's a, oh, you can't see. There's an Allen up there, 17 millimeter. Use a lug nut if you have one. That's what my tool is. Break that loose. Put, I don't know, I'm gonna put about a quart in. I'm assuming it's been leaking, but as long as you got fluid in there, my experience, it's usually fine. Don't follow me for your own cars. Ow. Because I don't wanna hear that, you know, possibly you blew up your car because you listened to me, or your transaxle. Also, I need some high heat paint to put on these headers. I do want to recoat them. But let me make a quick run. I'll be back. We'll do servicing, run a fuel line, and then hopefully run this thing off of its own tank. I'm also going to back blow that line. I know he said he had this tank cleaned or pressure something washed, boiled out. I don't know. He did something. Like I said, I do know it's leaking from that port. I'm hoping it's just that port and the tank's not bad. Because unfortunately, you can't get Type 3 tanks. And if you know anything, I'll show you real quick when this car comes down. I don't like leaving cars up. Or up high enough that I can't repair them if they fall. But yeah, if you don't know anything about Type 3s in general, they don't make tanks for. They really don't make tanks for the early models. What I mean by that is your fill's here. So you can put a Beetle tank in, and if you put a Beetle tank in, like I said, we got to put a flute in. But if you put a Beetle tank in, your fill's now over here. That's really your only option. So hopefully this tank actually is good. Not sure. We need brake fluid. We're low, or we don't have any. One of the three. We have hardly any. That's good. I have brake fluid I could dump in. Not a big deal. But yeah, service transaxle, run fuel line. I think that's it. I don't know if I said, but retop that off. Going to run another quart of fuel through there. Just let her idle, let her eat. Make sure she sounds happy, and then change the oil one more time before we go on a test drive. We already got one oil change in this thing. I want two before I drive it, and then third one when the owner picks it up. So this thing will have 3 oil changes in it by the time it leaves. It's going well. It's going real well. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's hopefully wrap this part up. I'm gonna do the fuel line. I need another flashlight. Yeah. Gonna change out the fuel line. It already looks new or done before. But I've said this countless times. I like to put a service loop in here. And if I'm working this, I want to put a filter up here too. Oh, geez. That did not smell the best. There's hardly a spigot on the end of this thing. I don't know if you can see, it's real short. Also, it's real loud under here. All right, hopefully this cooperates. Yep. Probably gonna make a mess. Yep. And we have filter. Well, let's get this shooting match up in here. Or try to. All right. Clean that off. I already patched the tank. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm just waiting on that to dry, which could take forever. just got my air chuck. Put it over here. And, well, shoot whatever I can back. Split this in half and we'll put a filter in. Kind of making this up as I go. Clip. Grab the other end. Nothing hits. We should be good. Oh. I think I know where our brake fluid went. Well, it's not leaking. All right, never mind. There's like, I don't know if you can see up in there, the connector under the steering column. Right here. I don't know. You might be able to see it. That looks like water line. Not, I mean, you could, honestly, water line's better than anything just due to the fact that it's hydroscopic and brake fluid's hydroscopic. What that means is water. All right, so the front's knocked out. Throw a filter in the rear. I'm also, like I said, I'm gonna half filter this too, just put in a little small guy. Let me connect this real quick and then we'll go back up to the top and hopefully let this thing run again. I'm gonna dump that quart into the tank instead of, well, running it. I don't know, I'm scatterbrained. I got fumes and the eyes are burning. Going well. All right, let me get the rear filter on and I'll be back. All right, guys, just topped up the transmission, put in, I don't know, about a half a quart. You've seen me use my modified bottle before, just hook air up into it and fill it. But, yeah, like I said, you don't need anything fancy. A lug nut. Beep, boop, boop. That's all I use. I just welded it to a, what size socket? 14 millimeter. Good. Yeah, like I said, I put a cord in. You don't want to do fill the spill on IRS or swing axle, just because you will overfill them. And while not a bad thing, you will know if you have leaks or not. One thing I am not replacing currently, because it doesn't need it, are the swing axle boots. They're in good condition. They're not leaking. So we're leaving them alone. If they're cracked or split, I'd put new ones on. The only reason I'm not doing that is, well, it doesn't need to be done. Fuel line's on. Everything's in. Let's lower this thing. I'll put some gas in the tank. Yep, perfect. I'll put gas in the tank and see what happens. I still have to connect the fuel line in here. Yeah, fuel filter under here still needs to be connected. So let me, what do I want to do right now? Let me do what I said I was going to do. Run the engine. off of this. Like I said, I do want to do one more oil change before I get on the road, and seeing how I know everything runs currently, we'll just run it off of this. I mean, for 6 volts, come on. We also have that air box on, so let's see what happens. It might not like the air box. Should get this warming up, the new billow, whatever, for the fan's air intake. This guy. And really big hose clamps. What is it called? Engine intake air billow type. That's where it ends. I'm assuming it was supposed to have like 3. But let me get this in front of the heat and make it a little more malleable. Malleable? Movable. Sounds healthy. All right, guys, I got bored of waiting on this thing to sip down fuel. It's pretty efficient, but it's hot. And that's really all I need. Also, I think I said it, I don't know, your spark plug wrench, 13 sixteenths, should fit your drain. That's nice and hot. Oh, that's much better. Stop making splashes. Damn it. Yeah, it's draining like oil now. If you remember before, it was all that weird color. I have a clean cup. But yeah, that's you can barely see in there, but on the bottom, no weird metal flake looking stuff or anything like that. Not as metallically as it looked before. Again, guys, trust the process. Still a little sludge and sediment floating around. Not even concerned. The whole point of that is running it on the break-in. You know you're gonna have stuff plus all the crap that was in there. So run it in, let it do it. Like I said, I use cheap O'Reilly's diesel oil for the first go, just to flush it around. This is Rotella. We'll put Rotella back in it. We'll get it out for a test drive, get it back, dump it again, and get more stuff out. Basically, like I said, I'm just trying to flush all that goop out of this engine that's been in here for who knows how long, as I make another mess on my floor. Stop. Any one of those mats. So it stops doing stuff like that. But yeah, once it stops draining, top it off, run a fuel line, call it good. I'll be right back. You know, I was looking over the engine, make sure everything looks good, oil's drained, so on and so forth. But noticed a couple leaks. I think this is going to be the first car I'm gonna have to tell the owner that it will stop leaking when his exhaust is out of oil, because nothing, I don't know if you can tell. Oh, please, gotta switch the old camera around. Yeah, cylinders, everything is bone dry in there. Same thing on this side, but it's loosening up all the oil that's been soaked on this thing. So, yeah, it'll stop leaking whenever his exhaust. So yeah, it's gonna stop leaking whenever his exhaust stops leaking. I need to get a little fresh air, just a little bit. I don't know, it's 11 o'clock at night right now. We're still working. Trying to get this thing still on a test drive for you guys. Still gotta, oh yeah, the glue is dried, so that's good. This guy is nice and toasty, and I'm warming up the oil. So let's get all this on. I got a little too toasty. Not bad, just hotter than I want it to be. Yeah, so oil, boot, fuel in the tank, fuel line, and hope this thing still runs right. Because we're done under the car. All right, oil, well, it's draining in. It's topped off. Now, I'm going to actually connect this thing to the car's fuel system, well, for the first time. I'm gonna dump this in the gas tank. All right, let's move around to the front. The rear should be buttoned up. Yeah, gas can. We have slight developments with the front end. Shush, thank you. We have slight developments with the front end, and that would be, is this actually installed? Not really, but I don't want to break it. There we go. Oh, get out of here. All right, please get out, thank you. Just lay that there. Anyhow, our slight developments are, well, we don't have a sending unit. I have a sending unit. It's the one actually I used on the Super Beetle to test its float level. So I'm just going to shove that in. I have another one on the way. Problem being with that is, well, it's still on the way. It should be here Monday. We're currently running Sunday right now. I'm getting really bold with this. Hoping it doesn't leak. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Fuel float. It's not going to work. There's no, well, I don't know if the quality rust is coming out of this or showing. This isn't going to work. Okay, well, I got excited for nothing. Anywho's and ways. This will probably leak due to the fact that, well, it probably will. Curious, where is the fuel gauge? Probably will anyway, so I really don't care. Mainly because I don't have screws for this thing anymore, or it's like the correct screws. So with that said, I'm just putting nuts and bolts in. Is that the right one? I hate these things. All right, guys. I know you hardly can see what I'm doing, but I'm doing stuff. Line that up again. Line this up again. Force everything together again. Yeah, like I said, I am just trying to get a cinder in here. Currently, doesn't have too much hardware, so that, well, we can do something. Key on. Holy crap, it works. We got a little around half a tank, and yeah, that's about right. And yes, that is a 6 volt or a 12 volt sending unit. It doesn't stop. They don't care. You don't have to buy specialty ones. Hindsight, I should have bought the Type 3 style because it is like Carmen Gia's. That gauge is going to flutter a bit, but you'll know what you have. All right, with that said, let's fire this thing up for hopefully the last time. What does it say? Fourth thou. I don't know if you can read that. They're telling you to adjust this thing to 4. I think I said, I don't know if I said, but I think I said BMWs get adjusted to 4, I think. 2 and 4 or just 4. So there's that. Like I said, it's just like a BMW. So yeah, 4th thou. Wow. Still at a tight 6, so 5. So I'm close. Man, they really want it tight. All right, let's see if she'll run off the tank. And if so, how long? Whoop! I think I've said this before. If people are having problems with 6 cylinders, usually grounds or tunes, because they usually don't fire up like a 12. I have my big light up there, didn't I? Maybe. I don't know what the hell I do with it. Yet again. Nothing weird in the fuel line. Same thing, nothing up here weird in the fuel line, no leaks. No leaks. This tire keeps going flat. I don't know why. All right, guys. I think therefore I am. Man, you're backfiring a lot. We'll be going on a test drive. Are you just running lean? Because I don't smell rich anymore. Well, I guess join me in the morning to take this thing out. It sounds damn good right now. I also got to get a ratchet strap and hold down that hood. If you haven't noticed, she's a little bit of an overbite. I don't know, probably like 2 weeks ago, this thing was locked up. Probably from the time of this recording, about 2 weeks ago. This thing was locked up. Yeah. From locked up to running. Don't be afraid to get in there, guys, I guess is what I'm getting at. Or be afraid and pay me. Yeah, shameless plug. Be afraid and play me. Anywho, hopefully, next thing, well, I gotta get air in that tire. I'll do it in the morning just because I don't know if it'll leak down overnight. Clean up my mess. Also do that in the morning. Set up some GoPros and take this out for first time in over 40 years. No fear. All right, guys. It's the next day. Car's already running, obviously. Move the seat. That's just there. Move the seat more. Wow, I'm short. Apparently. Ratchet strap down the hood, because. Let's get this thing on the road. No mirror there. That's good. First time in, 40-something years this thing's moving. Join me on the road. Let's see what happens. Second gear is not happy. It sounds good. Speedo works, fuel gauge is doing whatever it wants to do. Yeah, second gear, it's not happy. It's gonna need a trans. I think I have to lower the idle just a little bit. All right. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I double clutch it. Third, fourth, everything else feels good. Yeah, it's just second. I'm old junk. Yeah, so far semi-lugging it in fourth. I don't know, it says we're doing 45, 50. Feels good. It's a little wobbly. I could use some front end work. And ooh, no scratch there. I think that's because I put it into fourth. Not sure. We'll see if I have a gear after this. I'll go shift fourth. I think I'm in fourth still. Which is fantastic because it pulls. Yeah, I was in fourth. That coupler's gonna need a little bit of help. Third gear downshift. Runs good. Brakes are, I don't know, lacked in luster. Man, it's gonna need a trans. Or at least someone who wants to rebuild it. Synchros are shot. I'm happy that it's not popping out a second, but I'm hoping that whap is coming through clearly. I don't know why it wouldn't. Don't these seats recline? I think the recliner's broken, which is nice because I'm sitting right up. Ooh, heat work. I hooked it up. I mean, I'm getting defrost. Third gear feels good. Like pull wise, all that. And let's see. Oh, let's try double. Nope. Still scratching. The good news is when it's in second, it stays in second. Man, this thing's running pretty dang good. Slow speed, clutch out, clutch in. Low speed, double clutch. Not a fan, but I mean, what do you gotta do? We are doing things. I'm in a closed course in Mexico, by the way. Filming is allowed here. Ooh, train tracks. Brakes. They work. You don't force it. And a trans might come around. I don't know. Man, first maiden voyage, it's doing all right. I thought my one of my gauge lights were on. It's not. Oh, I'm going this way now. Just ease it into second. You have a race car, but you can't use it. Oh, the other gears are fine. Yeah. Hey, I don't know what else I can do. Let's head back to the shop. First time out in what, 40 something years? Ooh! She does still need, obviously some work done to her. you figure you're gonna lose that receiver. Shifter needs a little shifty action. Transmission might need to be retransmissioning. Engine's amazing. Shocks feel like they're shocking. Ah, it didn't work. Avante! Oh yeah. We're doing 6. We're doing 35. Anyway, back to the shop. I don't know how long that passenger tire holds there for, number one. Number two, I'm driving around on tires that are older than me. Not really giving the warm and fuzzies just because I know how I'm holding up. These are at least holding up well. They drive good. They're not out around. I can't. No, it's off. The way the light's hitting, it keeps looking like my gin light it's on. Or my oil light. Gin light. How the hell we... I'm mad because the recliner... There we go. Oh. Sweet relief. Hey, C5. I have one of them. Mine's yellow. It's not a convertible. I know you can't see what I'm talking about, but I got a black C5 behind me. Yeah, second gear synchro. For sure. Might load the idle just a little bit, not sure yet. Still debating. I don't know if it's the engine making it sound like it's higher than it is, or if it's just higher than it is, or like the exhaust of the car. No. First I thought I was, splitting the gate, like trying to go into reverse at that scratch. If you know if you've ever done it, with having your plate upside down, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're gonna hold third. You know exactly what the sound I'm talking about. It's not synchros, but join me on the big cam. Short test drive. Get some mileage on this thing, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to hit every freaking light. Anywho, join me back in the shop. All right, turn this thing off. Turned off fine. Yeah, this thing did remarkably well. Second gear issue. I'm opening, hear it in there. Babying it and double clutching doesn't help it. It's broken. Scientific diagnostic, not good. Hot start, no gas. Right up. Outstanding. All right, let me jump on the big cam. Car drove great. Brakes might need to be scrubbed in. I don't know. The pedal feels, well, it's there. Might need a brakes. But like I said, for getting it running, driving, it drives, it stops, it does everything. Transmission, gray area. But it does it translates, I want to go this way or this way. So that's good. What else? Yeah, pretty much it was like, I don't know, for a car that's been off the road for 40 plus years, whatchamacallit, and coming from having a locked up engine, it seemed more than happy to just do its job. Fired up, drove, no issues.
So let me jump on the big cam and close this thing out. But I am thoroughly impressed on how this thing went. Really am. I mean, I shouldn't be. I mean, come on. But no, it's good. I'm like I said, this is probably the oldest revival I've had on the road with a locked up engine. So, all right, drop me on a big can.
All right, guys, closing out this video on a 66 Fastback. Car did phenomenal. Also, I'm in a bit of a tight time race due to the fact that dealer was on his way and going to be here in about 10 minutes. So I got to close this thing out quick because I am a dumb and forgot to do an outro. Let's see. Engine's good. Oil change, all that stuff. I didn't record it, obviously. Also fixed e-brake handle because that thing was just, it didn't work. Did a little dental work on the front end, pulled out its overbite, so now the hood can, hood. My test drive was a ratchet strap hooked on there just to get her out the door. What else? This tire's been staying up, which is kind of funny because it's been going down all the time since I had this car. I guess the test drove seated it, maybe. Not sure. But the engine is solid. Cold start's really good. Remember, guys, it's still 6 volt, and we are sitting 30 degrees in the shop. I don't know if my breath's coming up on the TV or on the camera, but it's cold. But yeah, she'll crank. I mean, I can do a cold start right now, but you won't believe me. You think I'd stage, so on and so forth. But you can bump the key, she starts. The chokes work well. Everything's good. Gonna tell my typical thing, get about 200 miles on it, bring it back in. Especially because I had your engine opened up. I want to flush the oil again. I know, so many oil changes, but you know what? Prolongs the health. Again, the comeback service is on me anyway, so it's a free service to you. It's basically free insurance for you. Bring it back. Mainly, I want to make sure the heads stay tight. They didn't loosen up. They tend to loosen up. I don't know, but retorque the heads, retorque the rockers. Check the clickety clacks. Rockers, make sure they're still in adjustment. Make sure everything's tip-top as it can be. And also, because the car's been off the road for 50 years, if you have any more complaints and I can take your money, bring it back in because we could go through a checklist as is. But yeah, usually the engine health, the 200-mile checkup is free on me. And then, like I said, you live with the car for 200 miles. Hey, maybe just squeak this rattle. You get more comfortable with the car. You want stuff addressed. Maybe you found a transmission because, well, second gear. But with that said, I think this rambling's over. If you like this episode, however I decide to edit it, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.